Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. Today we are going to be taking a look at NASCAR Authentics Wave 9 for 2022. Honestly, a really solid wave here. You have a few exclusive cars, you have some Xfinity cars, you got a small team car, some Darlington throwbacks, some special paint schemes. Just a great selection of cars here. And it is the good EL mold. And there's really only one car in this wave that has the blurry decal thing. So that's really nice too. Honestly, a pretty solid wave here, like I said. They're still following the pattern. This is a good mold wave, and wave 10 is a crappy mold wave again, but we'll get to that when we get to that video. Why don't we just hop right into it? Start out with Justin Allgaier's Hellman's Darlington throwback. There's the sticker. Some of the paint scheme with a nice little picture of a bottle of mayonnaise right there. Of course, a throwback to Dale Earnhardt's old Wrangler car. I like they even put the 358 in big on the hood with the big, huge bottle of mayonnaise. Did he win this race in this car? I'm pretty sure he won the race in this car. Like I said, really cool to get Xfinity back in Authentics, because it's been a while since we've had anything except for Cup cars. You know, we got a couple Xfinity cars back in that raced version wave at, the beginning of 2022, and then we got Dale Jr.'s, yearly Xfinity car, but it's been a while since we got anything else. No trucks, no Xfinity, so nice to see them back here. Pretty nice paint scheme there. Next up, we got one of the first exclusives of the wave. We've got Trevor Bain's Devotion Nutrition JGR18 Xfinity ride. I was honestly kind of surprised this one DNP'd. Here's the sticker. So Trevor Bain is popular enough that I was honestly not expecting this to DNP when they first put it up, as a 124 for a pre-order. But the color seems a little bit off. It's not terrible, but it looks a little more red in person, where the real car is more of like a pinkish color. It's kind of odd. Like, if you actually, take or look at a photo of the car on track, like I said, it's way more pinkish than it's coming across for this diecast, which is a little more red. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but was the 18 really that slanted down? No. Like I said, really cool to get a Trevor Bain DNP car in Authentics, and just cool to get, Trevor Bain in general, just be able to find this on the pegs of your local Walmart or Target. Well, if you can find them, as well as his Authentics have been going lately. Next up, we have Martin Truex Jr.'s DeWalt number 19 for Joe Gibbs Racing. This is the one blurry decal car of the wave, as you can see. I really wish they would just explain this, like tell us what this is. Like, I don't, like I said in one of the past videos, it's almost like these cars you can't even strip with like paint stripper for customizers. So is it just, are they ruining their diecast just to stop custom makers? Like, I really wish they would just give us some information on what the hell this is. But luckily, it's only one car this wave, not like 3 or 4. The same DeWalt paint scheme that all 3 cars run. Not a bad design. Now, this car is also the liquid color of the wave, which I actually do have. There you can see the liquid color. And just to point out, once again, let's bring in the Noah Gragson Wendy's liquid color. There's my point that I'm trying to make. Notice how easy it is to tell that the good mold wave is a liquid color chase piece. Look at how not easy it is to tell that the shitty mold wave is a chase piece. And also, good mold wave still says liquid color chase piece right on the box. Nothing on the crappy mold. But I really just want to point that out. Like, there is a, perfect representation of why I'm saying that these liquid colors are so bad. Because, like, they're not even liquid color. Like, you see this on the pegs, it's a liquid color. It's special. This blends in with the regular diecast. Even if there's 2 of the Wendy's cars, you'd have to look really closely to even notice that that's a liquid color. But, whatever. Anyways, let's continue on. We've got Kaz Grala's Pit Viper Money Team 50 car. Definitely would not expect to see this in Authentics. I reviewed the 124 of this car if you want to see that. Said I love this paint scheme. It is just such an insane, crazy looking car. It's really cool that it met MOQ in all scales, and it's even cooler now that it's going to be on, regular retail shelves. Whoever thought we'd see Kaz Grala on retail shelves. So just a really good paint scheme. Super cool to have that in Authentics. Next up, we have Chase Elliott's Napa Darlington throwback, which the sticker makes it look more like what the paint scheme was supposed to look like, not the paint scheme we actually got. If you don't know, this was supposed to be a throwback to Jimmy Means' 52 Napa car, but he crashed the car in practice. And for some reason, Hendrick is really cheap when it comes to wrapping cars. So, like, anytime they wrecked a car last year, they, like, said they didn't want to spend too much time on the wrap and they'd rather spend it on making the car good. So we ended up with these stupid-ass, like, white cars. Like, they look like test cars with just the regular paint scheme shoved on the side of it. Which, in some ways, it actually improved the William Byron Raptor paint scheme. But for this one, it really hurt it. Like, this was a really nice-looking throwback, and it got destroyed by Chase Elliott, really. But that excuse just doesn't hold up with me, because there's plenty of teams that would wrap their car fully as backup cars and still contend at the front. So they're like, oh, we didn't want to spend time in it. That excuse does not sit well with me at all. Like hell, Kyle Busch, the beginning of the year, Las Vegas last year, wrecked his Ethel M. Chocolates car, fully wrapped it, and he nearly won the race. So that excuse really doesn't, they're like, we need more time to work on the car than worry about the wrap. I can't imagine the sponsor's happy about this. Like, if you're Napa and you paid for this great throwback and now you get this that doesn't look like anything. But, whatever. Also worth pointing out that this car is interesting because for some reason, when this wave first leaked, the back of the box had the actual throwback, not this version of the car. But it's like, I'm very confused what that means. Because, like, as you can see on the back of the box for the retail releases, it is updated. But then what was that photo we saw of the leaked one? I looked on the back of all of these. They all had this one. So it's like, but clearly the leak wasn't fake because it's the exact same cars. Like, they're the exact same cars in the exact same spots. So clearly the person didn't just, like, fake a wave. So that is so strange to me. Like, because I remember somebody, after the wave got revealed, somebody was like, oh, I thought it was going to be the regular one, like, on the back of the box. And Lionel responded with a photo of one of these cars, like, fake news, here's the actual back of the box, it has the white one. So, like, now I just really want to know, whoever was the person that leaked the photo of this wave, somebody find that guy and find what, car he had. Was there actually, like, did he get some, like, early prototype or something? I'd really like to know what the deal was with that. But anyways, let's continue. We have Alex Bowman's Ally Darlington throwback from last season. Of course, a throwback to the Mark Martin Valvoline paint scheme, which is very odd to me because, as you know, Hendrick has Valvoline sponsorship, so why wouldn't you just run it with Valvoline and not Ally? But whatever. I do like how they actually changed the Ally A on the hood to actually be the different colors, like the Valvoline logo. That's really cool. So I have to give credit to Ally for that, for actually changing the colors of the logo for this car. But nice throwback. Like I said, this paint scheme always looks good. The old Valvoline cars always look fantastic. So good to see it in Authentics. But like I said, it's just weird to me that they're running a throwback to a sponsor they have without the sponsor. It's kind of like how when Joey Logano ran that Bobby Allison Miller High Life car at Penske without, with Shell Pennzoil, not with Miller. Anyways, next up we have Kyle Larson's Hendrick Chevrolet number 5 Darlington throwback. A throwback to Tim Richmond. Yeah, was this Tim Richmond? I'm pretty sure this was Tim Richmond. For some reason, blanking on that all of a sudden. This paint scheme really didn't do much for me. Like, it's very accurate. It has the old 5, the old Hendrick Chevrolet font. Like, it looks solid, but it's like I said last time, in 2021, like, you have all these great number 5 Hendrick paint schemes to choose from. Hendrick's a sponsor of the car, so you can do whatever you want. Why do you keep running, like, kind of not that great or not that memorable paint schemes? Like, who actively remembered this solid white car with just the, the old All-Star Racing stripes? This is one of those cars that, like, a lot of people didn't even realize what it was. Everyone was like, what is that a throwback to? Oh, just like a random one-off Hendrick car. And for some reason, they left the, modern Hendrick cars logo on the back. That's kind of disappointing. And on the roof. Even here, like, it's got the retro logo and then the current logo. I do like that they put it sideways like the real car. That's a nice touch. As you can see, 3 of the 4 Hendrick Darlington throwbacks. For some reason, the 4th one ended up in the shitty mold wave, wave 10. So we'll get to that when we get to that wave. But I feel like pointing that out. That's really weird. Why didn't they just put them all in the same wave? Anyways, we have another exclusive. We've got Brad Keselowski's Castrol Carbon Neutral Ford for RFK. This is something they've ran. This is the 2nd time they've run a car like this. Ryan Newman ran one, I believe it was the Daytona Road Course in 2021. Basically just a white and gray kind of whiteout version of their paint scheme. Honestly, really cool. Like, it brings me back to the old, like, Elliott Sadler, you know, colorless M&M's car or something. And they actually got all their logos to, you know, all their other sponsors to, you know, play nice, where you actually grade out every single logo. I was going to buy the 124 of this. I pre-ordered the 124 of this because I was, you know, I wanted it when Newman ran it. So when Keselowski ran it, they actually offered. I'm like, oh, cool, we can finally get a diecast of it. Nope. But luckily, we still got some sort of diecast of it. I'm glad this showed up as a DNP'd authentic. So just really cool paint scheme. I love the whiteout version. So this is something we just don't get with cars very often anymore, like whiteout or blackout cars or whatever. Especially when they were able to get all the sponsors to agree to white or black out their logo. Fantastic. And last but not least, we have Ryan Blaney's Pennzoil Menards number 12 for Team Penske. The, you know, kind of infamous Pennzoil Menards paint scheme. It is back this season, but they actually changed the number to be, they reversed this number where it's a black number with a neon Menards yellow outline. Honestly, looks better. I don't mind it. They haven't offered it this year for some reason. I was kind of, with the number change, or the number color change, I was kind of expecting them to offer it again since I met MOQ last year, but apparently not. I have reviewed the 124 of this as well, if you want to see a review of the 124. This new next-gen version of the paint scheme is a big improvement over the last gen, or the Gen 6 version of the paint scheme. Solid paint scheme. I also feel like pointing this car out because I have it. Here is Dale Jr.'s Sundrop late model, and yikes. Yeah, that didn't turn out too well, did it? Luckily, Lionel is making a new late model mold, so we don't have to deal with this anymore. I guess with all of the Dale Jr. late models, they were able to milk out a mold. I guess they didn't think it was worth it before, but I guess now that they can, you know, make like 3 or 4 different Dale Jr. paint schemes, it was enough to make a mold. Wish they would have done that sooner, because I really love this Sundrop car, and it was really cool, and I was going to get the 124 until I saw what it was going to look like. Because you see, this is the old Gen 4 Chevy mold. Like the mold back from like 2006. Does it actually say? No, it doesn't say, like 2000 and whatever. This is the old, you know, Gen 4 Chevy mold that they've been using for late models or snowball derby cars. When they first put up this car, the render of it had, you know, not the Camaro lights. Immediately everyone was like, you know, freaking out. So Lionel was like, fine, here's the Camaro lights. I think there's a reason why they didn't want to put the Camaro lights on it at first. Whatever, just felt like pointing it out. That is not good looking. I've heard a rumor that he might run Sundrop again this year, so maybe we'll be able to get it on the actual late model mold. And if that actually does happen, I will actually buy the 124 of it, but just have to wait and see. Like I said earlier, a very, very solid wave here. Like I said, great selection of cars, teams, big teams, small teams, Xfinity cars, Cup cars, throwbacks, special paint schemes, secondaries. You got a little bit of everything in here. Definitely really happy with this wave. I said the next wave has another good selection of cars, but, you know, it is on the shitty mold wave, so we'll get to that video when we get to that video. There's also something very interesting about one specific car in that wave. A little bit of a interesting Lionel screw-up on that wave, but once again, we'll get to that when we get to that wave. If you want this wave as a brand new release, you can find it right now, if you have any luck finding it. I just found wave, whatever wave has Logano's Shell Pennzoil Primary. Was that like wave 7? I don't know. I just found that wave at Target, so at least some new waves are starting to show up at stores. So, happy hunting if you're looking for anything. But I think that's all there is to say. This has been a review of NASCAR Authentics Wave 9 for 2022. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.